One of my greatest responsibilities as mayor of the city of Providence is to provide the highest level of public safety possible to the residents of our city. And we have worked very hard to ensure that our police and fire departments are among the best in the Northeast with the highest professional standards, and I would say some of the best departments in the country. The men and women who serve in these departments have met some of the toughest testing criteria and received the best training in the region. They are truly Providence's finest and have rightly received national acclaim for the work that they have been doing. For example, our very successful community policing model has been replicated in communities all across the country. One of the lessons that we have learned from community policing is that the bonds that develop between the officers and their host communities increase public safety by making everyone a stakeholder in keeping communities safe. And to that extent, and to respond to this in part, I have submitted to the Council for introduction and consideration an employment incentive ordinance that would establish hiring preferences for Providence residents who seek employment in our police and fire departments. This would ensure that more of our public safety professionals are familiar with our neighborhoods and the diverse communities of the city of Providence and the diverse cultures. I strongly believe that preference should be given to Providence residents who support the city through their taxes, who are residents who live here and contribute to the vitality and the economic life of the city. And how will this work? An additional 10 points will be added to the score of a Providence resident who has passed the examination for police and fire candidates for entry into their respective academies and who expresses an intent to remain living in the city of Providence. Obviously, there will be requirements that there be proof of residency, which would come from sources such as a voter registration card, driver's license, motor vehicle registration, income tax return, documents from the tax assessor or tax collector, or insurance policies. It's very simple. If there are two candidates who are equal in terms of scores and the other criteria established by the chiefs of these departments, the Providence resident should and will receive preference in hiring. We are always looking to recruit the best and the brightest. And in fact, thanks to many of our partners who have been working with both the fire and police departments to aggressively recruit individuals to both of these departments, we have an incredibly extensive outreach and recruitment campaign for both the police and fire academies. This is really one more tool to ensure that our police and fire departments are most responsive, that they reflect the diversity of the community that they serve, and that Providence residents have an enhanced opportunity to compete for these very good paying jobs. And so I've sent this to the council today and asked them to introduce it and pass it, and it will have the benefit of enhancing public safety in our city and providing residents of this city and individuals who live here a preference in hiring for both of these departments.